We say this a lot, don't we? We say this a lot. You can't stop fighters from fighting. You can't stop them. You know what I mean? When they decide to call time on those careers, there's a fire that just will not go out in the centre of their heart, and it burns away. And every now and again, once they've made the decision to walk away, they decide, you know something? I fancy another little dance here. Let's get straight back into it. Well, one man that is doing that exact thing is a guy that became incredibly popular, definitely over the last 3 to 4 years. With the talkSPORT audience because of his straight talking, no nonsense. This is going to be fun. It is the one and only Mr. Ohara Davies. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Listen, it's good to be back and good to be back.
You're going to have to talk us through it, right? Because I thought that the way that you handled the Adam Azim fight, the way that you spoke afterwards and all those things, I thought to myself, you know something, fair play to you, man. Absolutely. Right off into the sunset and start the next chapter of life. And it had started. Everything was tickety-boo. You were helping society. Everything was going really, really well. And then the phone call rings.
Listen,
are you back?
I've actually retired a bit before the Azim fight. I spoke to Lee. I said, Lee, win, lose or draw this fight, I'm done. The love's gone.
Lee Eaton, who's who you're referring to
Lee
for the
Eaton,
audience, right?
You know, he's my manager,
yes,
and I said, you know what, I'm done after this fight, win, lose or draw. And then, you know, I did retire. Life was good. I've been busy. I've got a few other projects that I've been working on. I've been going to a few prisons, and I've been trying to help other people that are from where I'm from change their lives and their mindset. And then
and it's been going really well.
It's been going very well. It's been going great. And then I had an opportunity to fight in Ghana, and of course, you know, it's where my parents are from, so that's where I'm from. You know, I've got the Ghanaian blood in me. And I said, it's an opportunity I can't turn down. And I had to think about it for about 5-10 minutes. I said, you know what, let's go. And I got straight back in the gym. That same night, I was in Dubai. I put my running gear on. I went running that night. I came back here. I found the gym. I said, let's go. And I'm quite enjoying being back. I'm actually having a great time in the gym with my new team in this new camp. And, you know, I'm going to be going up a weight class or two.
Okay.
And just seeing what I've got left in me.
Okay. Well, that was going to be my question, because this is a promotion that is run by Amir Khan. Yeah. And he's putting on this event in Ghana. Tabiti is going to be in the main event, and you're going to be on this as well. You just explained the heritage and the reasons why you're here. Obviously, it's tugged on your heartstrings. You got excited about it. Weight was going to be my next question. So what weight are you thinking of competing at?
So this next fight is going to be at welterweight, but...
Okay, so you're up. You're up at 147, right? Okay.
Don't be
Everyone's
surprised.
going to welterweight.
Don't be surprised if you see me at like middleweight.
Okay.
After this fight, I just want to see how I make the weight, because listen, I've been making super lightweight for the past 8 years.
Yeah.
I made it for the first time when I fought Dave Matthews in early 2017, and now it's 2024. I fought Azim at the same weight. I'm finding it hard to make the weight, and
of course,
as
Huge
you get
difference
older,
between 25 and 33,
and then like you get older. As you get older, like your body grows after each fight, and I find it so hard to make weight to the point where I start feeling weak. I'm feeling weak. Not just in my last fight. In my last fight was the best I made the weight. I'm talking about the few fights before that, the Ishmael Barroso fight, the Lewis Ritson fight. People don't know. After the Lewis Ritson fight, after I made weight, I vomited in the changing room. I mean, I vomited back in the hotel room. My coach and everyone's there thinking, oh, what's going on? Everyone thought, listen, I was about to die. Yeah. I was so weak, and I'd made it for my last fight. But listen, I kept at that weight because I've been ranked at that weight. I've been ranked with the WBA and in the governing bodies. And I know that if I go up in weight, that ranking is going to be taken away from me, and I'm going to have to rebuild all over again. Of
course.
And listen, I feel much happier fighting at welterweight. Listen, like, I'm not drained, I'm not angry 24/7. I can eat, and I've got the energy to train.
Yeah.
I've got the energy, I've got the buzz, I've got the fire back. I'm ready to go.
Okay. Opponent wise,
they've got me Mohammed Aliseni.
That's right.
He's not a great opponent, but you know, it's just someone just to get me back in there.
So Tanzanian to bash up, isn't it?
That's it.
Can I ask you, because I'm always fascinated with the boxers of Ghana. I didn't know you were Ghanaian of Ghanaian heritage.
Yeah.
Because obviously Ike Corty, Azuma Nelson, all from Jamestown and all from a certain tribe. Are your parents Jamestown? Do you know where they're from or
They're
not?
from Kumasi.
Is that a boxing area as well? Or?
I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Will you go and visit?
I've been there before.
Okay.
I've been there before. I've been to Ghana before. A lot of people don't know. Listen, I'm going to tell you guys something. A lot of people don't know. In 2012, Joshua Buatsi, who's also from Ghana,
Yeah.
and me went to Ghana to go and fight in the World Games. You know, they had the World Championships in Kazakhstan in 2012. Joshua Buatsi and me went out to Ghana. Everything was set to send us to Kazakhstan to go and fight in the World Games. And listen, you know, sometimes they got some corruption in certain places. So when the funding came to send us to Kazakhstan to pay our flights, our hotel rooms and stuff like this, the money went missing. So we came back to the UK. I turned pro, and then Joshua Buatsi went to fight.
Went for
Team
Rio to
GB.
the Olympics, yeah.
But
won the bronze.
Buatsi in the Olympics, it should have been for Ghana.
Ah,
It should have
interesting.
originally been for Ghana, but then, you know, some corruption happens, and now they got Legacy Sports involved in the boxing. And I've heard some good things about them. So, you know, I'm quite confident that they're gonna take away all the corruption that was there in the past. And also we got Amir Khan, and I feel like as a team, I feel like they can do big things for boxing in Ghana, because Ghana's got some special talent.
Yeah, there's no
Special
question about
talent.
it.
The way that you're speaking, it feels like, yeah, okay, this is your calling and it's your opportunity to go and fight in Ghana, but it feels like you're actually doing this for greater reasons, to try and open doors and try and paint a path for maybe some other Ghanaian fighters coming through behind you.
I would love to do that. I spoke to Don Charles about a couple of months ago, and he explained to me what passion he's got for the boxing in Ghana too. And I feel like everyone in Ghana, they love the boxing. It's just that the opportunities are not there.
Yeah.
And it's where my parents are from, and I feel a great desire in my heart to help, to help the people of Ghana, the youths that have a dream to one day become an Anthony Joshua, or to become a Azuma Nelson, or to become like these other great people that are from the African heritage.
Of course.
And you know, the passion's there. But what's been missing over the past few years is the opportunity. And if I can help to bring some opportunities back to Ghana, I'll be more than happy.
So if that had worked out and those funds hadn't gone missing, you and Joshua Buatsi might have both represented Ghana in the 2016 Rio Olympics.
We both would have fought for Ghana in the 2012 games in
But
Kazakhstan,
maybe then have
and
gone to-
also
yeah.
in the Olympics in 2016. Because
Wow, that's
otherwise,
interesting.
I wouldn't have turned pro. I would have said, you know what, I've got a great opportunity to get into the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Who actually was already there. So it only made sense. It's just that, listen, when they got some corruption and, you know, the governing bodies, the people that are lord over it, are not by the book.
Have you chatted to Amir? Because you know when he was 17, they didn't want to pick him for the Olympics in Athens. You know this story?
No, I never know
And
this.
Pakistan were offering the opportunity to fight for or box for Pakistan in the Athens Olympics in 2004. But in the end, he won the Youth Olympics at 16 and a half.
Yeah.
And Britain saw sense in picking him in the end. But he would have fought for Pakistan if they hadn't picked
Wow.
him.
Was
And
the
he won
reason
the
because
silver. He got to the final at 17.
Was the reason because of his
against
age, though?
American.
It wasn't ability or anything
They,
like that. It was
they
age.
thought he was too young to take him there, but as he showed, I know he lost to double Olympic champion Mario Kindelan, the Cuban, in the final. But thank God, again, it's like, you know, don't mess up the opportunities, and I think you always gladden my heart. I think you were one of the special people to me, and I've encouraged you privately as well as publicly to put your story out there because it's so extraordinary. Because you might not be a Ben or a Eubank in terms of your resonance in the mainstream, but eventually I think your name will be very big. And I love hearing this about Ghana tonight, where you've got another string to your bow now. Tell us about going into prisons and reaching people.
It was amazing. From what I've done on talkSPORT in the past, you know, the last time I was here.
Yeah, we
I've
chatted
got-
about it. We
yeah.
made it, and the people contacted you. I
After
remember.
that, I got a couple of emails, and
Yeah.
I got some great opportunities from this show. This show is amazing. It goes out, and the audience is so big, and it's so influential. So I like to thank you guys for having me here last time, and also this time. But
It was you telling your story that did it. That was it.
That's also true. The prison that we went into, it was everyone was in there for life.
Wow.
Everyone was in there for murder, and we spoke to certain prisoners, to different groups, and a lot of them, they really wanted to change their lives. And what I wanted to do was to find some way that I can bring the boxing into the prisons. Boxing, yes, it's a violent sport, but boxing can also be used as a tool to give you a positive mindset, because that was me all those years ago. I was a criminal. I was on bail, attempted murder for Class A drugs, and I I've lived that life, and through boxing, I've managed to change my own life, and
become a beautiful person in the meantime as well.
And listen, so my passion was just really to go there and to see if I can bring something in, but it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I went there, I spoke to them, I spoke to the prison warden, the prison governor. Most times it's just talk. They say, yeah, we can look at making this happen. A lot of the times it's just talk. They don't.
But are you going to go governmental level? There's people we can put you in touch with, MPs and certain people working. And if there's people listening again tonight who work in government, this is an extraordinary character, Ohara Two Tanks Davies, who, as I said, he's being open about his own life. And you have things to pass on, don't you?
Absolutely.
And if we have got people listening, let's make the funding possible. Let's open the doors. Let's open the prison doors for you to be able to go in there and train people and change their lives on the inside.
Absolutely. And the funding is, that is the essential part. But I'm not bothered about the money. I don't need to get paid for it.
But you want people to tick the box to be able to go in there with the equipment and so on.
Absolutely. I'm just quite passionate about helping other people change their life, because if I can change that one life, that could be another life saved.
Without being too historical about all this, I was always impressed with Bernard Hopkins. I remember the first time I spoke to him, for 5 years he was the penitentiaries champion.
Yes.
In America, because obviously he was stealing from the robbers at the time. He wasn't a bad man, but he was stealing from the bad men.
He was Robin Hood.
He was Robin in the Hood. Oh, very good. But when he went into prison, 5 years he was in there, and he boxed and boxed and boxed, and that's where he got that longevity. That's where he learnt to fight. That's where he became a great champion.
Wow.
You know that story about him, and it's inside. I'm going to try. I said it last time. I'm going to try and help you again to get those doors open.
It's like what you were saying there, O'Hara. Not everybody's going to go on to become a pro boxer or become and achieve things within the sport. But what this sport does is that it focuses the mind. It gets you on the right path. It teaches you discipline. It gives you self-worth, which I think is a really key thing for people that are obviously in various institutions because of criminality. It gives them that self-worth. And if you can get them on the right path, it doesn't have to be fight sports that they come and join, but it gets them focused on a target in the future, which is a key thing.
You talked about your path being changed by someone taking the funds. People's lives get in a difficult place because of a decision by someone else sometimes.
Well, it's discipline a lot of the time.
Absolutely,
or their age, or who are their role models, and all of those kind of things.
Of course. Listen, we're going to pick this up. O'Hara's going to stick with us for at least another 15 minutes. We'll probably use him for the all of the show if we can kidnap him and keep him here.
I'm here.
Ohara Davies has very kindly given up a bit of time to come and join us in the studio. He's back in action. That's right. The phone call, it was always going to come. And it was too good of an opportunity to turn down. He's been talking about the heritage of Ghana from a family point of view, and the opportunity in June, it is, isn't it, that you're out there doing your thing on an Amir Khan promotion against Mohammed Alisani. Exciting times ahead, but listen, I'm still fascinated with the conversation that we were just having there about what you can offer society and what you're trying to offer society, and going into prisons and going in and speaking to disaffected people in society in order to give them a positive next step in society. And the opportunities there, I think, are 10 a penny. So I'm hoping that someone is listening that is connected at the very, very highest levels that can help Ohara out with those hopes, dreams and ambitions. Fingers crossed that happens. What have you, whilst you've had your little sabbatical away from the professional game and obviously doing your thing, what have you made of the various weight divisions that you have left behind, my friend, and the way that other fighters have maybe taken opportunities, maybe not taken opportunities? What have you made of everything at 140 and now 147?
Well, 140, listen, it's been great. It's been exciting. Like, I'm a boxing fan. Even though I'm a fighter, I'm a boxing fan, and I've seen what's going on. I was at Adam Azim's last fight, even though he fought against me. His next fight, I was there. I went backstage, I saw the belt, and I'm loving the improvement. We got Dalton Smith, I've been watching him, and listen, like the 140 weight class now is amazing. It's a lot better fighters in there now than there was this time 5 years ago. We got Pierce O'Leary. Pierce O'Leary is another good fighter that isn't known. But soon this guy will be known. He's a great fighter. And we got so many other big names that are just up and coming, and they're all going to be bursting through. And I believe that the UK is going to have, more world champions than the States have. You know, right now, America's
Tio Lopez, the number one in the division, in your view?
Teofimo Lopez.
He is in mine.
Teofimo Lopez, right now, I believe.
10
he is
stone.
number
I think
one.
he's the number one.
I believe he is number one. If you asked me before, I would have said maybe Ryan Garcia, but after what happened in his last fight, I think Teofimo Lopez I think he holds the number one spot at 140 right now.
But like you've just said, there's a couple of British and Irish fighters that are on that rise, and it seems like the promoters are trying to make the narrative of Adam, go down this route and see if you can get a world title, and Dalton, go down this route and see if you can get something.
Sorry to cut you off here. The thing is, like my mind's a bit, because we got all these fighters are all from the UK. Azim's from the UK, Dalton Smith's from the UK, Pistol Levy's from the UK. They're all great fighters. I don't want to see them fighting each other. I don't want to see it. I want to see a British world champion. So I want to see all of you guys go out to the States, and fight against them. And then once one person gets the world title, then you can fight each other. We don't need to see Azim against
Dalton
Smith now. We don't need to see that. I don't want to see that fight anytime soon. You go with your own routes, and then you go get a world title, then you make the big fight happen. But I want to see a British 140 world champion.
Could have been Jack Catterall if he'd beaten Arnold Barboza.
Which was
probably
a close
should
fight.
have been.
Well, he'll kick himself, I think.
But they're all moving to welterweight. We discussed it earlier how Catterall's moving to 147.
In fact,
Josh Taylor's moving to one. You're moving to 147.
But listen,
or 154.
Another dangerous fighter that we haven't named, Harlem Eubank.
No, I'm just about to say it.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
Very
Why?
interesting. Yeah.
What do you make of his move? Because he was doing really well at 140.
Nah, listen. To be honest, at 140, I never rated Harlem Eubank as a world beater. I used to watch him at 140. I said, yeah, he's a good fighter, but there's nothing special about him. And I do know Harlem, so I hope that what I'm saying now, I hope it doesn't offend him. But when I saw his first fight at 147 against that Tyrone McKenna, I said, whoa, this guy's a problem.
It was a brilliant performance.
Have you seen the fight?
Yes, brilliant performance. The Brighton one,
said, listen, this guy is a problem. At 147, Harlem Eubank is a problem. He's not really spoken about because he's not Chris Eubank Jr.
Does he beat Jack Catterall?
I believe so, and I believe he beats him in good fashion.
Okay.
Even though I give Catterall the advantage because he's got much more experience, but
he's a tricky southpaw. He's got a big shell. He boxes with a big shell, doesn't he?
But what Harlem's got right now, because he's not up there and he should be up there, he's got that fire to get there, to get where Chris Jr.'s got. He's got the fire in him, and he's got the youth, and it's going to be his first time on the big stage. He's got a certain fire that I haven't got, that Josh Taylor hasn't got, that Catterall hasn't got, because we've all been there in a sense. We've all been quite highly rated, and we've all had our names up amongst the best, but Harlem hasn't.
He's also got Eubank Senior for his parliamentary procedure as well, hasn't he?
He has. That's also good.
It helps. Oh man, that guy is going to help if he's with you. Look what Chris Jr. said 2 weeks ago. If my dad hadn't been there, I would not have had that for the last 2 rounds. Now, whether that's acting or not, I don't know, but
I think there's something in that.
I think there's something in it.
Listen, just Chris Eubank Senior being there, like you see when they put when they put the screen and then we see that he was there. Listen, it's an echo. Like literally, the whole boxing arena went crazy. Chris Eubank Senior, his presence alone, the guy don't need to talk. His presence alone has got something that words can't explain.
I've got light bulbs going off in my head here about you and what you're doing as well. I could imagine he's a marshal, isn't he? Remember?
Yeah,
he's a marshal.
He's got the sheriff's badge. Yeah.
I get the sheriff's badge. Don't call him a sheriff. He's a marshal.
Okay, sorry.
Do your job, as he keeps saying to me. Don't let him weight train again. I think he would be a great person to work with you as well. I could see you two working together, changing people's lives.
I would love that.
If you're listening, Chris, here's another arm here. Is 2 strong-armed men.
2 tanks.
You really respect him, don't you?
Listen, I love Chris.
Yeah.
He's been my idol since I was young. He's one of the greatest fighters that we've had in this country, and you can do nothing but respect him.
Yeah, I agree. He's an extraordinary human being.
Is the fight for you in Ghana? Is it one more and done, or is there a process now? Are you back in?
So when I spoke to Lee, I put it through to Lee. I put it forward. I said, Lee, this is good opportunity in Ghana. Lee said, listen, let's go have this fight. If you want to call it your last fight and then say I'm done, that's up to you. If you want to have this fight and then you want to go on, it's up to you. But my aim right now is just to get you out there, see how you feel. And I said, okay, cool, that sounds good. I'm not being pressured to fight on. But I know in my heart right now, after that fight's done, the next day I'm going to be on the phone to Lee, what and who is next and when. So listen, I'm back. I'm back as long as I feel good at welterweight.
Are you back working with the same people? What's the situation with training? Where are you?
Right now, I'm at Origin Gym. My coach, his name's Martin. I'm not sure if you know him. Martin's not really been around the boxing scene. He's worked with a couple of big names, Anthony Yard, Adam Azim. Okay. But he's kind of been a bit under the radar. So he's who I'm working with for this camp. We're based at the Origin Gym, the same gym as Mark Tibbs. Okay. So we've got Mark Tibbs there. He
only has one name, does he? Does he not have a full name?
Martin, I don't even know the surname.
Okay, well, fair enough.
Martin just goes by his first name.
That's okay, well, that's fine then.
It's just Martin.
Okay, that's fine.
So I've been enjoying it very much in this gym. I've been sparring a lot of the fighters that are with Mark Tibbs. They got Finley there, they got Giorgio Fisioli, and they got Joe Bartel. So we're all in the same gym. We all mix in. We all spar each other. My coach does pads with their fighters sometimes, and then we mix it in. So it's a
Johnny Fisher in that gym as well. Then
yeah,
no,
yep.
So do you see that tonight or not? Have you seen he's got knocked out tonight?
I saw Johnny Fisher's fight today. Listen, it's very sad to see, but at the same time as I'm sad for him, I'm also very happy for him, because if you look at Johnny Fisher's life, he's not a boxer. He's a uni student that started boxing, and he just wanted to see how far, if it goes well. And he got to the big stage. He got rich and famous doing it, and he found a passion. He left the uni stuff behind, and he went for his goal. I don't feel sorry for him. I feel happy for him, because he's achieved a lot. Even though it didn't go his way in life, sometimes you win some, sometimes we lose some. But he got so rich in the process of losing, and so famous, and so well respected. And he's not a boxer, but he's in a sense become a great boxer. He ain't been doing it from young. Listen, Johnny Fisher is a special talent, and it's gonna take a bit of mental work to get back. But I believe he's got a good team around him. He's got people that love him, and he's a smart man himself. I believe he's gonna take some time out, get his mind right, and he'll be back.
Should he have taken the rematch straight
Absolutely
away?
Not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Like if
conventional wisdom
if you
would have
ask
told
my
you that,
opinion on that,
yeah.
Listen, in boxing, styles make fights, and the style that Dave Allen's got is always going to be wrong for the type of style that Fisher's got. It was always going to be wrong, whether he fought him again now or in 2, 3, 4 years. The kind of style that Dave Allen has, the man don't mind getting hit. And Fisher's not a big puncher, so it's very hard to fight fighters like that, because the style just doesn't mix. If it was me, I would have had the first fight. Okay, cool. We got away with it. We keep away from him, even though the people are going to talk about it for a while.
That he'd lost by a point or whatever.
After a couple of months, a couple of years, they'll forget about it and they'll stop talking about it. And then if you want, you can get some more experience and then fight him. It's all about timing in this game. In this game, it's all about timing. And this wasn't the right time for him. This wasn't the right time. And you know what? That's just my opinion.
No, I think you're spot on.
They've learned it, and they've learned it in a hard way. It's a hard lesson to learn. But at the same time, he's a man that has a goal. He found a passion. He went after his goal, and it didn't go his way. But he's still so successful in what he does.
Ohara, it's been a pleasure having you in the studio. We've got Frank Warren on in a minute. We're going to be speaking to him very shortly. But hopefully, this isn't our last conversation. We can have many more, get you back in the studio, and the next time we speak, hopefully we've moved this thing along where we've got you in contact with various people that can
absolutely
help you with the prison thing. Mate.
Absolutely. I love being here. Thanks for having me on air.
No, you're welcome.
13th of June, you're fighting Mohammed Aliseni. You're going to beat up a Tanzanian. Is that on DAZN? So we know it's on DAZN. Is that okay?
Okay,
live
you
on
can all
DAZN.
tune in.
Amir Khan making a comeback on that card, or is he just flashing his promoter's jacket around?
now demanding a shirt and tie and a
That's
suit
it.
and tie.
He's in
the
good
biggest
shape,
man.
actually.
He is, yeah.
He put on a bit of weight at one time, but he's back to being lean again.
Yeah.
Pleased to see that with Amir.
There you go. Looking forward to seeing you back doing your thing.
Thank you.
With a
Great
big
stuff.
smiling face, mate. Top
Great
stuff.
to see you.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.